So you could wake up one day and find out that Eliza Pancakes died from a fire or something. Like, that is really cool. I know that sounds really dark. I mean, these are just Sims, but like the fact that I can play my game and then find out like Nancy Landgrab like just keeled over, like that's some pretty cool news. Alrighty, so we are back now with the third video of the day. First video was the patch notes, the incorrect patch notes. I even refreshed it, but it still wasn't updated yet. The second video was the corrected patch notes with new information. And now the third video here is my final video and notification for the day. So I'm gonna try to cram a lot into this video. So we're gonna be talking about a bunch of different things. So stay tuned, get your snacks, get your lemonade, your soda, whatever you drink. I myself here have some lemon flavored iced tea. The first thing that I want to talk about is actually EA Play. It's actually canceled this year, and if I remember correctly, I think it was also canceled last year too, though I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if it's because of the P word that's going on in the world right now or something else, but it is not happening. Also, I thought that one of those years, it was actually like digital. It was like online or something. I don't remember if that actually happened, or I don't even know if this is the same thing. It's called EA Play Live. I'm assuming they changed the name of the actual event, probably because their new games client that you can download is called EA Play, so maybe that's why. But they have made a tweet here, IGN on Twitter, that it has been canceled, and they do provide a link. So it does take you to IGN's website. I will have a link to the full article pinned down in the comment section below. It'll take you to my website, and then you can access it from there. Shout out to IGN. There really isn't anything that I want to reference on this article, but I do want to say that because EA Play is actually going to be canceled this year, I wonder if that's going to affect anything with The Sims 4, because we know that in the past, there have been past Sims games that were either revealed, announced, or one of the two at that event. And one of those was actually The Sims 4 Island Living, because that was an event that I actually attended. And I remember like we went there, like we knew what was gonna be revealed, but of course it was embargo. But then things shifted because it actually leaked beforehand. So I just remember vividly being in my hotel room on my laptop, making videos about the leaks and all that stuff. Like, it was definitely an interesting time, but I wonder if we're gonna get more. Now, this is gonna tie into what I'm gonna talk about later on in this video. So EA Play is canceled. Will it affect future Sims games? Well, we're already getting hints and clues at something else now coming to The Sims 4, not including, you know, the patch that we just got today and the brand new additions that came with it along with the bug fixes. I'll get into that in a minute. All right, so we know the name of the next kid pack. It was actually just announced and revealed the other day, like literally like 2 or 3 days ago. So SimGuru Salo actually tweeted, and this was today, like shortly after the patch drop, 40 minutes after. Guys, I just saw a pair of shoes for redacted. So there goes that word again. And I'm so excited we'll reply to this when we release it. So obviously it's not about the brand new kit, because the kit I'm pretty sure is all build and buy stuff, not cast stuff. So if it was something that was already announced and revealed, it wouldn't be redacted, you know? And we already know the release date of the kit that was just revealed. So I'm just trying to figure out what this means and what this could be about. I'll update it when we release redacted. The question is, what is redacted? What do you guys think this is? Do you think that they're teasing another kit? Do you think they're teasing a game pack, or do you think they're teasing the expansion pack that could potentially come this summer? Now, we didn't get an expansion pack to end Q4 last year, and we've gotten expansions at EA Play, which is normally in the middle of the summer. So could this be a tease for what's coming in the summer? Maybe the next expansion? Who knows, guys? And then so after this, SimGuru Nova quotes SimGuru Sela, "This is the first redacted I'm fully working on, by the way, and I can't wait to share everything with you all when the time is right," of course. Yeah, so it isn't the kit, guys. It's something else. And now my ear's itching. What exactly is it? I want to know. I'm curious. SimGuru Nova then replies, "Oh my god, just tell us now. It'll be fine." No. I love this. Iron Single says, "Please don't be a kit. Please don't be a kit." That's what I'm saying. But you know, I think we should expect the worst. I have a feeling it's probably a kit. I want it to be an expansion, but I have a feeling it's a kit. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know, guys. And of course, SimGuru Salo responds to SimGuru Nova's quote, me excited. So they're just doing a little bit of teasing on Twitter. All right, and last but definitely not least, I want to talk about this. A lot of you were saying in both my videos from earlier today, Matt, you need to check out EA.com. And by the way, that is where I am reading this right here on your screen. That is where this is from, EA.com. All the links and stuff will be on my website pinned below. So it's a little different from the blog post that I was reading in the other videos from the forums. This is actually fully like showing off the neighborhood system and what you can do and what's changed and what's added. It's completely different. We're gonna go through and read it. I haven't read this yet, so this is gonna be like a full reaction from me. So neighborhood story system, from the neighborhood to the world. We've seen this graphic before. Hello Simmers, Nate here again. As promised, I'm back to update you on neighborhood stories. First, a quick refresher about why I think neighborhood stories are a great addition to The Sims 4 and super cool, though I am admittedly biased. The base game is packing with interesting moments that lead to all kinds of life-changing for individual Sims. I might have to go ahead and disagree with that. I feel like the base game definitely isn't as powerful as they think it is. That's where a lot of the problems in this game come from, are the base game and the foundation of this game. I mean, yes, it's been improved. Yes, they're working on it, but to say that it's packed, jam-packed, I don't know about that, but we'll give it to them. However, the Sims living in the active household have the potential to experience so much more life change compared to their neighbor Sims. Last November, we rolled out a free update that added a set of life changes for neighbor Sims who have a personal connection to the active household. You can read all about that in my previous post about neighborhood stories. That's correct. Today, I'm excited to update you on the new additions to neighborhood stories as we continue to build upon this feature over time. So today's update just adds on to that. So we already have the first layer, the foundation, already in the game previously before today. And what this is, what came today, is just basically literally, which is a good thing. Neighborhood story system. The first major addition is life changes for all neighbor Sims. So I guess not just Sims that your Sims know or Sims that they're friends with or without relationships to the active household. The new neighborhood story system opens up interesting autonomous changes all over the world. So what changes, you might ask? Neighbor Sims everywhere may now adopt young Sims into their household aged between infant and children, become pregnant with their significant other, and eventually deliver. Family-oriented Sims are more likely to do this, while non-committal Sims are less likely. If a Sim or their significant other hates children, they will never do this. Good. Traits affecting non-played Sims. This is what we've been needing for so long. So this is basically just proper story progression finally being introduced, which is great, which is good. I love that. Some Sims may instead adopt a dog or a cat. Oh, that's cool. I hate children, but I still want a baby. But what I mean by that is a fur baby. So instead, they adopt a cat or a dog. I like that. Of course, that will require the Sims 4 cats and dogs. Join and leave careers. Sim traits heavily influence these decisions. Elder Sims may decide to retire. I love that. So all that is happening autonomously. Households can move into and out of lots on their own and die in different kinds of accidents depending on risk factors such as age, traits, and careers. So you could wake up one day and find out that Eliza Pancakes died from a fire or something. Like, that is really cool. I know that sounds really dark. I mean, these are just Sims, but like the fact that I can play my game and then find out like Nancy Landgrab like just keeled over, like that's some pretty cool news. I don't mean that in a negative way, but like to have that in my life simulation, cool, awesome, I'll take it. All these life changes let neighbor Sims have richer, fuller lives that evolve over time. They grow up in a family, get jobs, move around, raise children, and eventually die, possibly before their time. So this doesn't guarantee that your Sims are gonna live to be 99. No, they could die pretty early, and I like that realism because that does happen in real life. Some of these changes are obviously more significant than others. Cough, death, cough. This brings us back to the second major addition to neighborhood stories, configuring neighborhood stories. So a critical part of the neighborhood story system is a set of new gameplay controls that allow you to tune which life changes neighbor Sims can and cannot have. So configure neighborhood stories. You can do this in the manage household section, I guess, like in the map. Die in accidents, adopt a child, leave a career, retire, have a baby, move in, move out, join a career. So you can select if you want this to be on or off, period, or if you do want it on, which ones you want to be enabled at once. And I guess this is per save, which is amazing. It would be cool if you could choose this per world. Like if you have one save and you could have like 3 of these things be happening in Willow Creek, but 5 of these things things be happening in Oasis Springs. Like that would be really, really cool. It all starts in a manage households panel. So you click this little button up top. You choose how neighborhood stories affects your game. So the neighborhood story system can be configured in a few ways. Independent configurations for my households versus other households. For each group of households in a particular tab, you could choose to enable or disable each type of life change and even disallow all neighborhood stories for those households. Oh, it's per household, okay. This provides a fast and easy way to decide what happens to played households in my households versus other households in the world. Take a shot every time I say household. Rotational players, we see you. Pleasant Sims. Can we get a shout out for Miss Pleasant Sims? She is probably going to be very happy when she sees this. She like popularized that. She really popularized that in the community, and she probably read this and like cried, to be honest. She probably did. By default, neighborhood stories is enabled for other households and disabled for my households. Above all else, we want to avoid unintended changes to long-running games that we know you've put a lot of love into. When you're ready to configure neighborhood stories, use the button under the respective tabs for my household and other households. So there's that button right there. This is so cool. So household specific configurations want even more control? Do you have a vision for which households need which types of life changes? You can make it happen. Each and every household can have its own configuration, allowing you to tailor life changes that make sense to that household's storyline. And that button is available on each one. Okay, Sims team. Okay, Sims team. Okay, Sims team. This is so exciting. Like I'm actually like, I'm so ready for this. You can really choose the worst things to happen for one specific household and then another choose the best things that could happen for them. Like you can really set these households up. All right, so global enable and disable settings. If life changes happening all over the world are just not your thing, that's okay. Neighborhood stories can be entirely disabled under game options using the reset custom configurations button. Yes. Neighbor sim friends will still occasionally call asking for advice about life changes unless your Sim's phone is on silent, which I always keep mine on silent, even in real life. Like other game options, neighborhood stories configurations exist on a per save basis because each of your saves has its own settings. You can switch back and forth between them without having to reconfigure anything. Just load up and let the stories roll. So what are neighbor sims up to? One last thing to note, these life changes are happening out in the world beyond the active household. This means that sometimes your Sims will never come in contact with the results of these life changes. Still, even if your Sims don't see it, maybe you want to know everything that's happened. On any mailbox, try the new check recent neighborhood stories interaction. You can keep tabs on all the recent neighborhood stories. If you're so inclined, use that information to visit the neighbor Sims and see their life changes in person. You click on the mailbox, click this interaction, and look in the notifications panel, you are going to get these interactions as you can see there. This is what we need. And you know what? I was a little disappointed with the amount of My Wedding Stories fixes that we got today in this patch. Oh my God, I have so much saliva in my mouth. I'm sorry. I've just been talking so much and not drinking enough, but I was a little disappointed with that. This makes up for it 100,000,000%. And honestly, I can bet you that they knew that this was gonna, quiet people down and make them a little happier. So I guess even though some of us are a little disappointed with the fact that we still don't have every fix from My Wedding Stories, this is a good way to tie us over. They finish off, I hope both you and your Sims will be delighted and surprised by what happens in the world around you, dag Nate. So of course, link to this on my website pinned below. It is on ea.com, The Sims' website, written by Nate, of course. And boy, oh boy, I wanna know what you guys think about this. Share all your thoughts below, spill it. I'm curious, are you feeling this? Are you also skeptical? Because I know that at first when we learned about, the first base edition of Neighborhood Stories, when that was first added, we had a lot of high hopes, but then there was a lot of holes in it and it didn't seem quite right. It kind of seemed like a half-baked version of, story progression from The Sims 3. But this kind of fills in some of those holes, Definitely still holes, I feel like, but a lot less of them than there were before. And this is a great step in the right direction, and I applaud the Sims team for this. I really do. Let me know what you think of all this down below. I love you all so very much. Thanks for clicking and watching, and I will see you all next time. So long and happy simming. Bye guys! Doo-doo-doo-doo. This video was brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you'd like to join my community over there, a link is below. Thank you for watching.